Why do I DIY? I take pride in my work. There's such a great sense of accomplishment when you do something, even as little as plugging the USB on the USB outlet, or turning on the ceiling fan, or folding down the Murphy bed when we have company over. I'm just so proud of that. I don't have to go broadcasting, oh, I did that. My family accuses me of telling everybody that I did that. Whatever I did, whether it be the dining room table, the Murphy bed, or the lift top coffee table. And when you do it right, there's an increased sense of accomplishment. I have so many folks say, that looks so professional. Well, thank you, because I don't do this for a living. I'm not a tile guy for a living. Those guys who do tile work every day, they're masters. And if I can get even close to what they do, it's a good day. Also, there's a scheduling deal. When you hire a contractor, it's going to be like 2 weeks. We'll come out, we'll sign the deal, and then we'll come back in 2 weeks. And then they come back in 2 weeks. And then they do the demo, they tear all it, and then they leave. And then you call them back up. Where are you? The stuff's here, the supplies are here. Where are you? Oh, we'll be back. It's going to be beautiful. We'll be back. When? In 2 weeks.
I hate this place a geographical oddity. 2 weeks from everywhere.
2 weeks comes and goes, and okay, they show up and they do a little bit of the work. And then before you know it, this project that you think is just going to be a quick turnaround, that turns out to be like a month, 2 month, 3 month, strings out. But when you do it yourself, you have the ability to work on your schedule. Now, you may be locked into nights and weekends, or you may have to take some vacation time to really bust it out. But you have the ability to see that it's progressing because you're the one doing the progressing of it. Also, these electricians and contractors and plumbers, they have big jobs. I mean, they're roughing on new construction. And really, they're going to take time out of their schedule to troubleshoot your drain clog or your leaky refrigerator ice maker. Then like, oh, I got to do a ceiling fan on the way home. Okay, fine. If you do it yourself, you're not inconveniencing them. You're giving them more time to do the big jobs. Oh, also, I'm a cheapskate. All my friends will tell you that. My wife will definitely tell you that. I like to save money wherever possible. So if I can do a project for the cost of supplies and my time, it comes out as a fraction of what I might pay a contractor, electrician, or a plumber. The more projects that we have, the better I get, and the more money I have to do other projects. And I also find that the more I do, the more I DIY, the better I get. I wasn't a furniture maker. I'm learning as I go. I just like learning. I recently learned how to do dovetails. And so I'm doing dovetail drawers. And I'm pushing myself, trying to figure out why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Now it's working. And I have such a sense of accomplishment. I'm learning how to do this. And it's really cool. And the family was over recently and they're like, okay, Dad, okay, how's the dovetail going? I figured it out. I beat the dovetail. Now, if you're gonna get into DIY, I suggest you start off slow. Familiarize yourself with tools. You know, if you've never picked up a circular saw, be careful. Learn how it works. Learn how to safely change the blade. Learn all the ins and outs. Learn how to prevent kickback because you want to do it safely so that you have a good experience right from the start. You know, learn how to build a box. Learn how to cut wood before you take on that room addition. There are some things that I'm not physically able to do. I don't do heights. I just don't. And so those folks who scurry up to the gable peak of the roof to string our lights, more power to them. That ain't me. So you have to work within your parameters. What are you able to do? What are you not able to do? Those are the things that you'll hire somebody for. But if there's something that you can do or can figure out or learn, more power to you. I also like shared experience. You know, I started out, I think we did our finished basement up in New York when I was 7 years old, maybe 6. Now, part of that help was just trying to keep from getting hurt on the 2x4s and furring strips and the panels. But I helped out with that, and that started out my experience, and I spent hours alongside Dad holding the flashlight. Well, to such a point that I eventually went to work with Dad, and I picked up so many tips, but I don't know a fraction of all that he had up in his noggin. Such a shared experience when I did the dining room table with my son-in-law, or when we did the banquette at my daughter's house, or when we did the IKEA mod at my other daughter's house. And now my kids have caught the DIY bug. They're doing stuff that I'm like so impressed with what they're doing. It's great. And because we had that shared experience. So if you have a kid or a loved one or a parent that's, hey, can you hold the flashlight for me? Can you hold the other end of the tape? Before you know it, you spent the day and then you have that shared pride. Look what we did. We did this. I mean, look at that corner, but we did this and we did it together. So when you have folks over, you can just sit back and enjoy. You know, when you have an accent wall behind the TV or in the living room, you're just like, you don't have to share it with anybody. You can just kick back and say, I did that. That looks nice. That looks real nice. You also have the knowledge of how the job is done when you do it yourself. Let's say you hire the contractor and the wall's all open. And then you come back at the end of the day and the drywall's up, the paint's closed, the wall's closed off, and all the electrical's done. You don't know, were the studs 16 inches apart, 24 inches apart? Did they use 14 gauge wiring? Did they use CPVC or PVC for the plumbing? I don't know because it's all buttoned up. But if you did it yourself, you know those studs. So when you're gonna hang that TV on that wall, those studs are 16 inches apart. There's no guesswork when you know what's behind that wall. When you know how that ceiling fan is hung. It ain't coming down. I know because it is anchored into the box and the box is anchored into the truss. You know. And also when I DIY, it's not only me who takes pride in my work, it's my family. They take pride in my work. They're one of the first ones to say, yeah, my dad did that. Or they have okay. It got to such a point that their friends are like, okay, what's your DIY dad's latest project? Well, he's working on this. And that makes me feel good. That just makes me feel good. My encouragement to you is do it yourself. Figure out and start small. I've got friends of mine who say, I really wish I could do it myself like you, Eddie. You can. You can. You have to start somewhere. And there are resources out there. There are videos out there that show you how to use the equipment properly. What's the best equipment to get? And that's what I want to share with you. I want to give you some insight about how to do it and what tools to use. Oh, also, there's such an exchange in the comments. I learned so much. I read every comment. And I learned so much from what the folks are sharing. They're like, you know, you could have done it this way. I'm like, I didn't know that. What a great idea. I'll have to try that in the next one. So I do. And then I include that in future videos. Thank you for subscribing, but also thank you for commenting. That's extremely helpful. You have any questions? Drop those in the comments as well, because I try to answer every question as well and use them in future videos. So you're looking for answers? You're looking for how to do it? Or maybe you just have trouble sleeping at night. Subscribe to Field Guide to DIY. I think you'll be glad you did. For more informative videos like this one, be sure to click the image on your screen now. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, you haven't subscribed yet? Come on.